All right, the Arrow Podcast. This is your boy, Michael Chaos. Y'all know what it is. Sorry for the glare. Natural light's better than artificial, so we'll run with it. All right. Well, not a glare. I guess a glare on my face. All right, guys. Few things today. Ljarius Sneed gone, traded to the Titans. And what's the future looking like? Let's go.
Red and gold, red and gold, red and gold.
The Arrow Podcast. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know the spiel by now. Help me help you. Come on, fellas, so I can keep these things rolling. So, last video I did say I was 60-40 on Ljarius staying rather than leaving. Unfortunately, he's gone. Big thanks to Ljarius Sneed. He did a lot for us, but I will have to say, well, obviously he'll definitely be missed, but guys, it's not as big of a blow as everyone thinks. So that's for one. Due to the scheme, I do believe that gave Ljarius Sneed a boost, playing in our scheme. So not saying that, he isn't who he is, but we'll be fine. Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams. We're going to need a corner in my eyes. Yeah, definitely going to need another corner, which I think we'll take in the draft. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get nowhere near what I thought we'd get. Probably what anybody thought we'd get. We ended up getting a third-round 2025 draft pick. So not even for this draft, and a seventh-round pick for this draft, which can possibly give us some type of ammo, maybe help us move up somewhere, somehow. Now, a lot of people are, saying Nazeeh Johnson was supposed to start last year. He was turning heads at training camp, so they are high on Nazeeh Johnson. But regardless, we need a cornerback, man. Good news is we do have $19 million. Now, here's the thing about that, though. So I don't foresee any more big signings. I think we might bring in one veteran guy, maybe two veteran guys here and there, maybe on the defensive line, because we're going to need help at edge until Charles Omenihu's ready to go, which won't be until about week 10 or later. So it's very interesting what we're going to do. We do have another hole. It's not a huge hole, but it is a hole. And you add it to a few of our other holes. We're lacking depth in my eyes. So we will probably add some veteran help. Now, the thing about the $19 million is the reason why I don't foresee us spending anything big on anybody else is because Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey will have to get paid next year. I believe Joe Thuney as well. So, yeah, we're going to need money for next year. Big time. Now, can we keep all three of them? I tell you what, bro. You better. We better keep all three of them. That is the heartbeat of our entire offense. I've never seen the Chiefs with an interior like this ever. There's probably not an interior like this in the NFL, period. So, since this interior has been here, they've been top three. Our tackles have been meh. So, yeah, a lot of it is shadowed by the interior. So, we need them. Now, Creed Humphrey ain't going nowhere. And in my eyes, if we were to lose someone, in my opinion, unfortunately, it would probably be Trey Smith. Now, Joe Thuney's getting a little older, but he ain't old. So, I don't know. Joe Thuney's also the best guard in the NFL. So, I can't see us getting rid of him neither. So if we do pick out of the three, pick 2 out of 3, it's probably going to be Creed and Trey. Creed and Joe Thuney. I don't even want to talk about that because if we lost one of them, yeah, because we're going to see what the Eagles look like without Jason Kelsey, alongside their other guard that they lost previously, and their offensive line already did miss a few beats. So that's going to be interesting. Now, one offensive line, guys, one lineman can throw your whole O-line off. Period. Like, you can plug and play, yeah. Now, Nick Algoretti did his thing, but there was some holes. There was some plays where if Joe Thuney was there, yeah. So, now, I do believe we do pick up, because, once again, we're going to need help at D-line. We can't fill all these holes, guys. We got linebacker, no depth at linebacker. Safeties. Now, we're good at safety, but, I mean, now we can fill that in the draft because that's not a necessity. But edge is looking somewhat like a necessity. Now, Big Uzuma, Felix Inudike Uzuma, however, I hope I didn't bomb that. I call him Big Ooze. Now, I mean, I didn't see enough. I will say this. I did see progress. So I do say that he takes a step up. He will have a bigger role. Now, but still, I mean, you can't necessarily depend on that. We can also maybe pick someone up later if, he ends up not stepping up. But either way, we're still lacking depth, rotation. Mike Dana, not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully we can keep him. That's a big piece. Now, if he's gone, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble on the D-line. We did keep our defensive tackles, most of them, Tershawn Wharton, Derek Nottie. We obviously re-signed Mike Pinnell, which, oh my gosh, thank you for that. Needed that, much needed. So I think we'll be okay there. We can also address that in the draft. Corners is a question mark because I'm going to tell y'all straight up. Now, I do think we're fine, but am I comfortable with what we got now? Now, Nick Jones, Shamari Connor. Shamari Connor is a beast, but he's going to plug in at safety. He's going to fill the Mike Edwards role in my eyes. Nick Jones in the slot, I didn't see enough of him. He looked all right from what I did see. So, once again, that's a question mark. Now, here's the thing. My boy is not getting hired. Our defensive back coach will not be going to the San Francisco 49ers. So, thankfully, with him and Spags, we trust. Okay? So, him and Spags are going to be, I mean, we'll coach up our guys to be fine. I think the scheme, I think our scheme does shadow the skill set. We also do, if you guys had noticed, our defense plays as a team. That's obviously why we started so many rookies and still won the Super Bowl, and our defense has been top 10 since then. So, once again, I think our scheme is impeccable. Okay, like I think that is very important. Obviously, I mean, whose scheme is not very important, but I do think that our scheme does play a probably a slightly bigger role than most defenses. Definitely the top ranked defenses that you see mostly are a lot of are skill based driven in my eyes. You do have usually have a lot of names. So that's why I think that we will be fine as far as at the cornerback position, because that's what we have excelled at. Now, Dave Merritt remaining with us is huge, because if we lost Sneed and Dave Merritt, my fingernails would be gone right now, period. I mean, they'd be gone. I would have chewed them off. So it goes to tell you. Now, because I tell you what, San Francisco messed up. They did, period. Now, can you fill the cornerback room in the draft? Probably. There's a lot of corners going. I've heard all the way about to the third round. So I do think that's a position that we can fill because, well, guys, I personally think it's a necessity. I do think that we need another corner. Period. It's right now we're sitting on Trent McDuffie as being probably playing the Ljarius Sneed role. Now, who's going to play Trent McDuffie's role? That's a question we got to ask because he made All-Pro because of what he did in the slot. So that tells you there. So interesting what we're going to do there. Now, will we probably get a veteran? I hope not. We don't need to, guys. All the veterans out there are you know what I'm saying? So the draft, guys, we got a lot of work to do. I did predict that either our defense would take a very, very slight step backwards and our offense would take a step forward, or our defense would remain and possibly maybe get a little better due to the players already here that would get better, like George Karlaftis, Felix Big Ooze. So, you know, I will stand by that. Now, it is looking like, fellas, our defense, in my eyes, will take a very slight step backwards. Due to, I mean, it's just a lot of depth we're kind of missing out on, and not necessarily a lot of well, obviously on the D line due to the injury. So, unfortunately, you know, that's Aminahu is not going to be here in the beginning of the season like he was last year. So that's, I think, what's kind of creating a bit of a issue here, which does suck. So we'll see what goes on there. If we do pick up some veteran help on the D-line, which I think we probably will do. So either way, guys, I think we'll be fine. If we do miss a beat, it's going to be a very slight beat on the defense. But I assure you that our offense will get better. I assure you that still, regardless, the first 2 rounds we're taking a receiver. And in my eyes, I'm going to stick by the first round pick being a receiver. So let's hope. Xavier Worthy was happening with you. Let's hope. And that's all I got for you guys today, man. This is, once again, the Arrow Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Help me help you.
We're running out of time. 1-5, catch me in the end.